for waking up with us on this Friday, the 13th, the day before Valentine's Day.
Sure.
What's wrong?
Well, lots of things, Matthew.
Are you trying to log into something?
I'm having issues, but it's fine.
Oh, okay. Happy Valentine's Day to you as well, Sawyer. We love our viewers. Lauren Munt, by the way, is responsible for the wonderful decorations you see here. Look how great this set looks. Isn't it nice and festive as you're dealing with your technical issues?
Nothing's
You know, she doesn't love her computer. Can you tell?
No, it doesn't save anything. No, I got it. I'm in.
Now they're fighting over the laptop. Very nice, y'all. And that is the way this Friday has turned out to be. Mind you, it's also a first alert weather day. So Sawyer has been tracking the threat of severe weather for later this afternoon into the early evening hours, even into early on Saturday. Your Valentine's Day plans, we're going to have a look at the forecast a little bit later. Could it impact your Valentine's Day evening? We don't know. We'll have a look at that in just a little while. Doesn't appear to be. But in the meantime, I just really enjoy these decorations. Really, lots of hearts. Again, we tried to do this yesterday.
Yeah, you can't do it.
I
for
can't.
Some reason.
No, my hands are too stiff. I guess. Let me see.
Hearts, or this is like what the kids do these days is like a weird like.
I'm afraid I'm going to not use my fingers correctly there, so it's okay. I'll stay away from that one.
Be careful.
Yeah. Reminder, take us with you wherever you go. Maybe that's work, the grocery store, you name it. You can download our app by downloading it First Alert 7, typing in First Alert 7 KOSA, maybe even CBS 7 on your connected TV, your phone or tablet. It's free in the Apple App Store, Google Play, Fire TV, Roku, wherever you stream. You can get us and watch us there every weekday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. here on Wake Up West Texas Extra. So glad to have you with us this morning. Let's get to our polls for today. West Texas weighs in. That's where you can vote by going to firstalert7.com/contest. Who is your favorite member of Mystery Inc?
Carlos never misses.
He never misses. So later on in our show, we're going to be talking about a new exhibit at Centennial Library in Midland that is all about Scooby-Doo and the mysteries at will, of course.
Ruh-roh.
And Mystery Inc. It's a big part of all of our childhoods, I think, and at least most of us. And so who's your favorite one? I can probably guess who will take the cake, but I know Velma has a fan following.
Velma is iconic. We love Velma. You know, she's the smarty of the group. She always loses her glasses, so you think, you know, being the smart one, she would like put like a glasses like chain or something on them so she doesn't lose them. But you know, it's part of her charm that she always loses them, and it's like, my glasses.
I can't see without my glasses. You know, and I never understood I never really appreciated what she was saying until I got older.
You were blind and needed glasses.
And needed glasses myself. Scooby-Doo, of course, already in the win. Oh, Shaggy. His last name's Rogers?
Yeah. His name is Shaggy Norbert Rogers.
Wait, I don't think I knew the last names. I knew Fred.
Fred Jones.
And I know Mr. Doo.
Well, duh, his name's Scooby.
But I didn't know Daphne's last name.
His name is Scoobert Doober Doo. Or Scooby Doober Doo.
Scooby Dooby Doo, that's right, yeah.
No, Doobert.
It's Doobert?
His middle name is Doobert.
I didn't know that. That's good lore. Okay. Well, if you want to vote on this poll.
You said you liked the live actions ones.
I love them.
He literally.
Does it say that at some point? It's been like 15 years probably since I've seen them.
Matthew.
It's been
to have a
movie night.
Scooby-Doo movie night.
We should. We've certainly done other fun things, and I think that's one we need to add to the calendar instead of just going out to eat somewhere or doing something like that. It's a good thing. Enjoy some Scooby-Doo today. Go to firstalert7.com/vote. Scan the QR code right there on your screen to be able to vote on this poll as well. Very exciting. We have some other polls as well, some other questions throughout the day. Who would solve a Scooby-Doo mystery faster, Sawyer or Matthew? Definitely me.
I don't know. I feel like, 50-50. Why is it already 50-50?
I don't know. I need to vote on this poll.
We also need to do an escape room, too. That's been on the docket for us.
I've never done, and I've always wanted to.
I've never done one
because I think I really would be good at that.
Our crew would be really good at solving a mystery.
We're all like intellectuals, right?
We are really smart, but we're like smart in different ways. So like I feel like that would like get us. Stop voting for yourself. So on 3 different phones.
What can I
do?
Yes, I have a lot of devices. That's true.
Cheater.
But you can influence the vote at home, like I said. There's the QR code. You can go to the top of our website. There's a vote tab there. Who will solve a Scooby-Doo mystery faster, Matthew or Sawyer? I'm known as a troubleshooter. That's why I think I would be able to do it.
Yeah, no, you are, like I said, our crew has multiple different, I would say versions
aptitudes?
Of being smart. But yeah, like we're smart, but in different ways.
Yeah.
Or like I'm very... like I notice the small things.
Sure. Yeah, I agree with that.
And so.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
Like small changes, small things, weird things. I'll be like, that's a little off. Yeah, for reasons that I can't say, but there's something recently that happened that I can't say. But I was like, this is off, and there's something going on here.
I think I would do well in solving a pattern or a problem.
Yeah.
That's kind of my thing, is maybe not the details like that, but solving a problem or a puzzle. So maybe an escape room would be a good time, actually. I have to do that. So again, vote on these polls. We have plenty of them. There's others as well. I guess let's go through all of them real quick. We have plenty of time. Would you like to have a wallaby as a pet? Yes.
I voted yes as well.
Like a koala.
Well, no.
Well, no.
Koalas and
Oh, no. I'm
wallabies
thinking
are
of marsupial.
I mean,
Oh, boy.
It's a similar.
It's a similar thing, yes.
They're
But it's like a
in
kangaroo
Australia.
almost, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking of a marsupial,
And
sorry.
they have their babies in their little pouches.
Australia.
So I love wallabies.
Yes.
Like I mentioned the other day at the zoo back at home, they have wallabies just wandering about, and you can go hang out and feed them.
Oh, I
wallabies
love
and hang
that.
out with
That's
wallabies.
cool. What is this one?
Would you wear a burlap potato sack outfit? This is something that we talked about during Wake Up West Texas. I went with yes. I think, it's hot couture, like we were talking about.
Hot, yeah,
Literally
hot potato. I was going to say
And,
hot pocket, yeah.
Hot pocket. I mean, you could. But honestly, all the dresses and like the outfits that they made out of it looked really
Not bad.
stylish. So I would
Even with
100%
burlap.
wear one.
That's pretty cool. And a cool way to use the materials as well.
Yeah, just reduce, reuse, and recycle, y'all.
That's right. That's true. Well, vote on these polls again. Do we have any more? Is that the last
I
one?
think that was the last one.
Okay, so that was our polls for today. firstalert7.com/vote. Again, at the top of the website, we want to hear your responses. We'll do this for 2 full hours. We'll come through them here and there, kind of periodically through the show. So keep the stream up and going. Comment your comments below. Jacob Brandenburg pointing out it's Friday the 13th. Yes, we're discussing that at the beginning, the day before Valentine's Day. Spooky.
Yes.
And perfect for Scooby-Doo stuff.
Perfect for
I'm glad
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo came up from
Surprised I
the
don't ever
Centennial
have-
Library in Midland exhibit, staying through a few months, I believe.
Yes.
So there's plenty of time to go out there and visit that library. Overall, Loop 250 in Midland, near Best Buy. Let's take a live look outside now over the skies this morning of Pecos. Didn't it look nice out there, Interstate 20?
It's been really busy on I-20 out there this morning. A lot of activity to start off the day.
Definitely.
And as you can kind of see, the sun is starting to rise. It is going to be overcast today throughout the majority of the day, so hanging on to a lot of clouds. But we'll see what interesting sunrises that makes for us.
Sure.
'Cause usually with those clouds, it makes for a little bit of an interesting sunrise, even though we saw a really nice sunrise yesterday. I did just want to get into the weather this morning, but Pecos looking really nice because it is that first alert weather day, like I mentioned. So here's like at those temperatures as we do start off the day. Temperatures currently ranging from the 40s to the 60s. It is rather mild to start off the day. 58 currently in Midland, 55 here in Odessa. So maybe even want to skip that light jacket this morning because of how mild it is. Winds anywhere from being calm to 15 miles per hour. And like I mentioned, we are hanging on to a great deal of cloud cover across the region, and that will be our trend through the day. Looking at that future cast, so we are going to see those clouds sticking around, quiet conditions through the lunch hour in the early afternoon, but then starting to see that rain and those storms filtering in to western portions of the region by about 3, continuing through this afternoon and into this evening. So here's a snapshot of what radar could be looking like by about 6 p.m. Of course, this is one model out of the various models that we have, but kind of gives you an idea of what to expect. So by about 6, still across portions of far west Texas and southeast New Mexico, but by about 8 to 9 to 10 is kind of when the Midland, Odessa area, Big Spring area, looking to see the bulk of that activity. And then as we head into Saturday, still hanging on to some straggler storms by early tomorrow morning and really through the morning, especially for those areas in the Trans-Pecos area. Things will clear heading into tomorrow afternoon and evening though, so not too bad if you do have any Valentine's Day plans, but maybe keep those plans, for the afternoon and evening hours. We do have the potential for severe weather today as well, with isolated strong severe storms possible for those areas highlighted in dark green, where large hail will be the threat with any severe storm that does form. Temperatures though are still going to be warm into the 60s and even 70s across the region ahead of this system. 74 for Midland, 73 for Odessa, but it is going to be breezy as well on top of that precipitation, anywhere from about 10 to 20 miles per hour. And here's a look at that first alert 7-10-day forecast, still hanging on to those rain and storm chances Saturday ahead of slightly cooler temperatures both of the weekend days before temperatures do warm right back up into Monday and Tuesday of next week as well.
All right, Sawyer, thank you very much. Now for a look at your morning extra headlines you could use on this Friday the 13th. We'll begin tracking crime in Odessa, where an incident at Permian High School led to the arrest of a 15-year-old boy yesterday. Officials say XTRA County ISD police saw a student vaping on campus and tried to take him to the police office. The student ran away but was caught after a brief chase. During a search, officers discovered the student had a handgun. The 15-year-old boy is now facing multiple criminal charges, including possession of a stolen firearm, unlawful carry of a firearm, possession of a controlled substance, and evading arrest. ECIC officials say the incident will be dealt with to the fullest extent of the law. Your first alert now out of Terrell County, with the Sheriff's Office and Border Patrol agents from Sanderson arrested 6 migrants on Tuesday. Sheriff Thaddeus Cleveland saying they were from Hidalgo, Mexico, and says that they crossed the border illegally and were heading towards their smuggler pickup spot. Deputies working there were working under Operation Stone Garden. An update for you on a story we have been following this week. Midland Memorial Hospital is no longer under a surgical diversion. The hospital's on-campus sterilizers remain out of service, but MMH has partnered with Medical Center Hospital and Odessa Regional Medical Center to sterilize critical instruments. This partnership allows the hospital to resume normal operations and continue providing safe, high-quality patient care. MMH remains closed to out-of-county transfers while teams work to repair the sterilizers. Updates will be provided once an on-campus sterilization is fully restored. In education, Midland ISD announced major proposed changes to 2 of their elementary school campuses, one of them being Lamar Elementary School. According to the district, Lamar would be converted into a district-wide disciplinary alternative education campus, saying that historically low enrollment records have played a role in this decision. It will also allow all alternative education students to be one location only. School board member Matt Freeze also says Lamar will also serve as headquarters for Midland ISD Police. These proposed changes will be presented to the Board of Trustees at their meeting on Tuesday. At South Elementary School, the district recommending that campus partner with Third Future Schools to turn around academic performance. School board member Freeze says South is currently rated an F and in the fall faced allegations of mistreatment of special needs students. Midland ISD says Third Future Schools would operate South for 3 years with the goal of making long-term improvements. South Elementary would remain a neighborhood school, and students living within the attendance zone would continue to have priority enrollment. And that was your Morning Extra on this Friday the 13th. You can find the latest news, weather, and sports by logging on to firstalert7.com. 7:13 now on this Friday the 13th. Like I said, that's a good number. Let's take a live look outside over the skies of Big Spring. Looking great out there. Some cloud cover on this First Alert weather day. Meteorologist Sawyer McRae has a look at the severe weather that is possibly heading to our area later this afternoon and evening. That's coming up next year on Wake Up West Texas Extra. And a reminder, take us with you wherever you go. Download the First Alert 7 app on your connected TV, phone, or tablet. Stay with us. The package should be there.
Now from the First Alert 7 Weather Center, here's meteorologist Sawyer McElroy.
Good morning and happy finally Friday, everybody. Here's a look at those First Alert weather headlines as we do start off the day. It is a First Alert weather day for our Friday due to the threat of severe weather. Clearing but breezy coming up for Saturday with more breeze ahead in the new week. Here's a look at those 3-day rain chances. Really seeing those rain chances ramping up coming up tonight. A 90% chance of rain tonight, 40% chance continuing into Saturday, mostly in the morning hours. We do have isolated strong severe storms possible across a very good portion of the region later today for those areas highlighted in dark green where large hail is going to be the threat with any severe storm that does form. Wind speeds and gusts are going to be rather breezy coming up tomorrow as this system exits the region, with gusts up to about 35 miles per hour for the Midland Odessa area. Looking at satellite and radar, we are hanging on to a great deal of cloud cover, but otherwise quiet conditions this morning as we do start off the day. That will change though heading through the day. Temperatures currently ranging from the 40s to the 60s across the state. I need a snack. My stomach keeps growling. 55 currently at Midland International Area and Spaceport. Those winds anywhere from being calm to about 10 miles per hour. And like I mentioned, we are hanging on to clouds, but otherwise quiet conditions for now. But as you can see off to our west, all of this moisture in portions of southeast or New Mexico and into Arizona as well. For the travelcast for today, we are going to see those thunderstorms late, those winds a little bit breezy, anywhere from about 10 to 20 miles per hour, high today of 74, low of 51 overnight. And if you are heading anywhere across the state today, here's a look at what to expect. 80 degrees for that high for Dallas, 75 for Houston and partly cloudy skies, 81 for Austin, 72 with some rain and thunderstorms for our friends to the north in Lubbock. Here's a look at that First Alert 7-10-day forecast for the next 10 days. We are going to see things cooling down slightly as we head into the weekend. Highs back into the 60s, 68 tomorrow, 69 Sunday, then back into the 70s and even 80s coming up by Tuesday.
All right, 80 degrees on Tuesday. That is quite the sight to see to start off early next week. It's going to be feeling like springtime and has been feeling like springtime, really. And that cold front does just about nothing on Wednesday.
Yes.
Goodness. And don't forget, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Can you tell we're all decked out here? We love our viewers. Thank you so much for joining us here on Wake Up West Texas Extra. That's right. I forgot the hand signal. That's right. It's extra. That's right. And so thank you for joining us here this morning on Friday the 13th. It's a day a lot of people enjoy celebrating. But this morning we're celebrating the longevity of love for one couple that First Alert 7's Lauren Munt introduces us to. They are the husbands.
Meet Earl and Patricia Husband.
We don't fuss at all. Really.
I think one thing, we both have spent a whole lot of time doing things the other person likes to do.
Married 69 years after meeting at a soda shop.
1957, she graduated from high school and we got married. The next day, literally.
So, what's the secret to nearly 7 decades?
There's only one answer to her, and that is yes, dear. And I'm very serious about that. And I don't mean that, that you have to agree all the time. But when you disagree, it better be in the right tone of voice.
And they certainly live by their own advice, like when Patricia learned basketball for Earl when he was playing at SMU.
Shoot, I didn't know one ball from another. And when we first got married, we lived in Dallas. And went and sat on the bleachers. And finally, I thought, I'm going to have to learn something about this game if I'm going to have to sit out here on the beat, at least know what's going on.
Now that commitment has been tested. Patricia has battled long COVID for the last 5 years, and Earl has cared for her every step of the way, with some help from the Odessa community.
I don't know how many times that the EMTs have been here. Every time. So considerate, so nice. Same with the emergency room. We've been in and out of that emergency room. I can't even count the number of times. Every time. It's been very, very professional, very good. It's cold in there, but other than that, it's very good.
In sickness and in health, for better or for worse, the husbands remain committed to a long and happy marriage.
Communication. Nothing better than communication. You got to talk about it. Don't let it fester. If you got a problem, talk about it. And don't ever go to bed mad. Never. You may have to stay up awful late, but don't go to bed mad. Is that right?
All right, what a sweet story. And I love their last name, husbands.
Yeah, I didn't pick that up earlier in
All
the
about
show, so I
marriage.
was very confused when you tossed to it. I was like, wait, what?
We'll introduce you to the husbands,
Yes,
yes.
and
A
so-
husband and a wife.
Yes.
Who are
Named
last
the
name are the
husbands,
husbands.
yes.
I love them. They're fantastic, showing that their true love is still shining brighter than ever before. Wishing them the best and going into their 70th year of marriage soon.
That's amazing.
Incredible.
And just crazy to think about.
That long.
Yes.
I mean, truly, they were young, getting together, and they still are together all these years later. Lauren, we appreciate your report on that. That's fantastic. Today's a very special day, meanwhile, for UT Permian Basin. It's their 6th annual Falcon Giving Day, giving the community a 24-hour window to donate to any department you would like. A goal of $250,000 has been set, and the university is on pace to meet that, thanks to some major donors. From academics to athletics, every donation goes towards breaking down financial barriers that affect students' education.
Yes, our students here get a University of Texas education at a very reasonable price, but price is a barrier for a lot of our students. And so having enough scholarships to really recruit and encourage students to get their degree debt-free is an amazing opportunity.
To help reach that goal, ExxonMobil presented a $100,000 check to the university's geoscience lab. The company says that it's an investment that stretches across the region.
Our economy in West Texas depends on this industry, so it really touches everybody. And we're investing back in improving the economy and improving the communities where we work and live. And by giving to UTPB, you're helping generate the talent that's going to do that for us.
Falcon Giving Day will run until noon today, and the university says that no donation is too small.
That is so true. No donation is too small for UT Permian Basin. They do a lot of good in the community, and we want you to be able to give to them very easily. So please be sure and donate to Falcon Giving Day. Again, it goes to any department that you prefer, and it's something they do each and every year across the community. It allows people who maybe otherwise wouldn't donate to the university to know that they can on this special day. So you can go to utpp.edu to be able to get to Falcon Giving Day 2026. Click on the Giving Today button, which I'm doing currently, and there it is. It's a very simple fundraiser where you can select an option. There's so many different departments. I'm looking at the drop-down list from the food pantry, which is important, Mariachi, College of Arts and Humanity, Business, Alumni Network, which is fantastic, many others. So please give today. They're trying to get to $250,000, $250,000, and they will get there. I'm sure they will.
Oh, yeah,
very successful each and every year. So best of luck with that. You have until noon to donate. We're going to take a quick moment for a news and weather update for our TV viewers on First Alert 7. So stay with us. Wake Up West Texas Extra continues in just a moment. Stay with us.
From First Alert 7 News, this is a Wake Up West Texas news and weather update.
Time now is 7:26. Good morning to you. I'm Matthew Alvarez here with meteorologist Sawyer McElroy on this Friday the 13th, which also happens to be a First Alert weather day. Sawyer,
Yes.
good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Matthew. We are hanging on to the chance for some showers and thunderstorms across the region this morning. Here's a look at those First Alert weather headlines to start off the day. It is that First Alert weather day due to the threat of severe storms this afternoon and evening. Clearing but breezy coming up for Saturday with more breeze ahead in the new week. Here's a live look outside over the skies of Odessa this morning, where we are hanging on to a great deal of cloud cover. Those clouds are not going to clear at all as we head through the day. Very, very busy there on Grandview this morning as people are starting off their day. Temperatures currently ranging from the 40s to the 50s across the region, so it is rather mild. May even want to skip that light jacket this morning. 57 already in Midland, 55 here in Odessa. Winds anywhere from being calm to 15 miles per hour. And like I mentioned, we are hanging on to a great deal of cloud cover, but quiet conditions to start the day. Looking at temperatures heading through the rest of Friday, going to warm into the 60s and 70s. So even with that rain on the way, still going to be a warm day across the region. 74 for Midland, 73 for Odessa. Here's a look at what to expect coming up tonight, it is going to be mild once again, but those storms, we are going to see those lows into the 40s and 50s. 51 for Midland and Odessa, 49 for Pecos, 55 for Fort Stockton, 54 for Presidio. And like I mentioned, we do have those storms on the way starting by about 3 for those far western portions of the region. And here's like at that First Alert 7 10-day forecast, where we are going to see slightly cooler temperatures for the weekend before things warming up into next week.
Sawyer, thank you very much. Let's turn now to an update on a story we have been following this week. Midland Memorial Hospital is no longer on a surgical diversion. The hospital's on-campus sterilizers remain out of service, but MMH has partnered with Medical Center Hospital and Odessa Regional Medical Center to sterilize critical instruments. This partnership allows the hospital to resume normal operations and continue providing safe, high-quality patient care. MMH remains closed to out-of-county transfers while teams work to repair the sterilizers. Updates will be given once sterilization is fully restored at MMH. The Literacy Coalition of the Permian Basin held an event at the Petroleum Club called The Power of Literacy last night. The event featured author Robert Etzel. Etzel is a New York Times bestseller and the author of books like The Monuments Men and Remember Us. The Monuments Men even gets its own movie starring George Clooney and Matt Damon. It's aired previously. Etzel says he wrote both books because he felt the stories needed to be told. The Monuments Men were veterans who helped to recapture gold, famous pieces of arts and jewelry that were stolen by Adolf Hitler during World War II. Etzel said he wanted to be here in West Texas to talk about literacy and what it can do for all of us. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back in half an hour. Stay with us.
From First Alert 7 News, With studios in Midland and Odessa, you're watching Wake Up West Texas.
Extra, good morning to you. 7:32 on this Friday, the 13th Friday morning. Good to have you with us the day before Valentine's Day. I'm joined now by Telemundo 20's Patsy Casas. Patsy, thanks for coming on Extra today.
Of course, my pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Of course, a very important discussion we're going to be having on this end of the week Friday. A discussion that's on something we've been covering now for quite some time, something you have been really focused on as well to provide coverage to our viewers, both on Telemundo 20 and First Alert 7, our sister station. So glad to have you with us again. We're discussing right now immigration and customs enforcement and a lot of the enforcement actions that have been happening not only across the country, but right here at home as well. Discussing also the rights involved with this and a lot of other things as well. Is there anything you'd like to start off with?
Well, that's right. We have been covering this extensively. National, but not only national, local as well. As we know, we've covered 3 stories throughout, and I'm talking about Midland at restaurant/bakery, and then of course construction workers in this case in Midland, and then a third incident. We also know of other situations that have happened. We have had video, but just not able to confirm this, again, ICE detentions with ICE or any entity for that matter. So it's something that we've been following very closely, but you do need to know your rights. That's very important that you know what rights you have. If we're talking about ICE, of course, they're doing their job. We do want to stress that we're in the middle. We're not left, we're not right. But again, ICE is doing their job. And if you're here illegally, you are committing a crime again. But you do have rights. And this is with any situation. The first 10 amendments to the Constitution are known as the Bill of Rights. Now, the Constitution is the highest law of the land, which means the Bill of Rights sets forth protections for individuals' liberties. Now, for example, free speech, also the right to bear arms and freedom to press. Now, the 4th, 5th, and 6th Amendments apply to criminal investigations and prosecutions as they serve as safeguards, Matthew, against government overreach. And here's a little bit of information for each, because we all have rights, not just speaking about ICE or immigrants or people that are here illegally, but throughout. So 4th Amendment against unreasonable search and seizure. In practical terms, law enforcement generally must have probable cause and a warrant for a judge before, again, searching. Of course, we know for a search a person, home, or property. The core principle is the police cannot search or arrest someone just because. They have to have a search
Probable
warrant.
cause, yes. Which is good to review a lot of these things. You're getting also this information coming from legal experts that you've spoken with over the years. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. So we spoke actually this week, about Tuesday or Wednesday, with Juan Silva Law Firm. We spoke to one of the lawyers. They are not immigrant lawyers, but these are people that are very experienced in this area. And they travel weekly or bi-weekly to Dallas. And this is something that they talk to, and they have events and different reunions to speak to people about their rights. Again, if you have someone come and knock at the door, per se ICE, and they do not have a warrant to walk in, they do not have a right. So again, that's the 4th Amendment. But also there is a 5th Amendment, of course, and we'll stress as well on that one, which guarantees due process and prevents self-incrimination. The government must follow fair procedures before depriving someone of life, liberty, or property. It also protects against self-incrimination. This is the source well known as the right to remain silent. Anything that you say can be used against you. Again, we have to remember that many times if you get nervous and you ask by any agent or agency, you might get nervous. But again, you have to remember that anything you say can and will be used against you. And again, being nervous, just lawyers say, and in speaking to Rodrigo this week, again with Juan Silva Law Firm, he did stress and specify, do not say more than you should. And if you're nervous, do not speak up, do not say anything, keep quiet, and just keep it to yourself. The 6th Amendment secures rights in criminal prosecutions. Now, this amendment ensures procedural right. Again, once formal criminal charges are brought, these include the right to a speedy and public trial, the right to an impartial jury, the right to be informed of the charges, the right to confront witnesses, the right to call witnesses, and also the right to legal counsel. Simply put, this amendment ensures fairness and also balance in a criminal proceeding. But again, going back to the Fifth Amendment, Matthew, I think it's really important to stress again that if somebody knocks at your door or you're walking down the street and you're asked, for any type of paperwork, any type of information, you can always keep quiet and say, I have nothing to say, or just keep quiet and not say anything.
And of course, these rights, like you mentioned, due process and all that, put in place for a reason long ago. And it's important for people to know their rights. And kind of a basic question, but why should people have a good understanding of these?
They have to have a good understanding, because if they do not know what their rights are, what they can do, what they can say, how they can act. Again, if you're driving your car and you're stopped and you do not have a warrant to search or to speak to that person, you can just say, and that's coming from Rodrigo. This is coming from a law firm that has worked with many cases. Yes, not exactly immigrants, because they're not that exactly immigration lawyers, but these are people that say, we live here in Odessa, in Midland. We're seeing ICE in this area and impacting communities as well. And again, we want people to know what their rights are. Again, and this is in speaking to Rodrigo with, Juan Silva law firm. Also, it's important as Americans to know your rights. These rights go back to, again, Matthew was saying, the earliest days of our nation, making sure your rights are not violated by the government is an American and as it gets. So knowing what you can and you can't do is fundamental to holding the government accountable, just like the founding fathers intended, just like Matthew mentioned in this case. Now, in speaking to Rodrigo Carvajal, again with Juan Silva Law Firm, not immigration lawyers, but know their rights and want the community here to know what your rights are and to avoid problems. UCLA is one of the websites you can visit. ACLU. Visit that website and many more that you can also visit and obtain the information that you need to know on that. Again, on knowing your rights if you are here illegally or legally. Again, silence is golden. You can always refuse to speak to anyone. Think of the movie, it says you have the right to remain silent. It was Rodrigo mentioned over and over. But again, ICE has a job to do, and we understand that they're doing their job, and it's not about stopping ICE. They're doing their job. We are working, with these entities, and we also understand working in the way that letting the community know what is going on actually. And again, not to stop their job or what they're doing, because again, we were out, as you remember, Matthew, this last immigration raid that happened at the construction site.
Yes,
we actually
Midland.
had video, yes. And Lorena was out there. It was a moment where we were there to capture what was going on. And we were in the middle as reporters and anchors. We're not on either side. We're just there to talk about what's happening.
Of course.
And we, Lorena was able to speak to a few, again, people that live in that community and that were saying, who's going to finish the houses? Who's going to finish the construction? This is not only affecting, nationally, locally, but also economy.
And so I think something else fascinating that you and I have discussed previously as well is that resources are available for those who may need to work on documentation or any of the sort. You've discussed the embassy working locally as well in different pop-up events. I think that's fascinating. Can you discuss that?
Yes. So in speaking to, again, Consulado Mexicano, the Mexican consulate from Presidio, which now are known as the Mexican consulate of the Permian Basin. They've changed it. They just want everybody here in the Permian Basin to know that they're not just Presidio, they're not Ojinaga, they're not that area. They're here and they're here to help you. So what they want people to know is you do have rights. You do not have to answer if there is not a warrant. You do not have to open the door. Know your rights. Do not let anyone in. In this case, if someone knocks at the door and asks you any questions, and it's basically reiterating again what Rodrigo mentioned yesterday. With that being said, they do have again these meetings where they come to Midland and Odessa, work on your paperwork. If you have a visa or if you're here to visit, of course we do know that a visa is temporary. Also, it can be a situation where you come and visit the United States, you also have to go back prior to the date, the final date that you have the right here to be in the United States. Now, if you go over that, of course, that's something that comes into play where you are breaking the law, basically. So you have to make sure, and they always reiterate, again, in speaking to the Mexican consulate from Presidio, stay within the law, do not break the law. If you have an appointment, you have to go into these offices and redo your paperwork, update your paperwork. You have to do this in order to not fall in a situation where you will have to face a problem or be sent to Mexico or any country that you're from.
And of course, these resources you talk a lot about on your social media pages, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so people are able to turn to maybe your page, a trusted person like yourself in our community, to be able to find those resources.
Yes, ACLU is a great place that you can go to as well for any question that you may have. Again, it's really important that if you have an appointment, you must go to these appointments. I know the fear is there. You can also speak again to the Mexican consulate, which is the closest one here to us. And again, they're very happy to help you. Any questions you may have in English or in Spanish, or if you're married to somebody, again. And it's something else that I do want to mention. If you're a person that lives here in the United States, maybe you're working on your visa. Maybe there's a situation where you're working on, I'm trying to think, on your paperwork. Make sure you talk to the correct people and make sure you have that conversation with your better half. Why? Because you have to make sure that if you're removed from the United States, you have to have someone take over your home, or if your children are here and you're taken away, who will keep your children? Will it be the government, or will it be, in this case, maybe a family member or somebody that is close to you? I know it's really hard, and Matthew, this is another thing that I do want to reiterate, and in speaking I know it's a difficult situation and a topic to speak about, but we have had many times, numerous times, that people are picked up. You know, whether it's 42nd Street and Andrews Highway or behind Costco in Midland, you know, nearby in these construction sites. But you have to have that communication with your spouse. And many times we have that call that says, Patsy, my husband has been picked up. I do not know where he's at. I do not know where to find him. And this is happening for non-citizens and even citizens. And it's a due process and it's an investigation. Once they figure out that you are here, a U.S. citizen, then they will release you. But again, it's just a process, because we have seen it happen nationally and even locally. But again, it's a process. And the most important part is you have to have that information in writing, speak to someone, a legal lawyer in this case, and make sure that you have that in writing again, because if you're picked up, we've had it again where the person is picked up in Odessa or in Midland, sent off, and then from here, usually they go to El Paso. From El Paso, they're there about 3 weeks, and then from there, a lot of times they're sent to Juarez. But also we have seen the situation where they've been sent to Presidio, and then in speaking to the Mexican president there in Ojinaga, and where she's told us basically that if this person or these people are picked up, they will be sent to Ojinaga in an area after their process 3 weeks later. And again, they will be there, and then they will house them in Ojinaga. And the Ojinaga president has made it a point as well to give them a card, something like a Visa card, not exactly, that has money in, to be able to send them back to their original country. So everybody is working together somehow again. And it's just something that we've been working on very closely, Telemundo team, because we are in the middle. We talk about, you know, left and right. We're in the middle because, again, ICE has a job to do, and they're doing their job.
As part of being a journalist is covering all sides of every issue. And something else we wanted to note, of course, setting up the segment with you, Patsy, we appreciate your knowledgeability in this, all your knowledge in this, because you cover this each and every day as part of Telemundo 20, but also just covering the news in general, even here in our area. But we share this information not to scare anyone, of course, but to prepare folks, make sure everyone's in the know on what's going on.
Yes, you know, it's really difficult, just like any crime scene, homicide, anything that you can see. Immigration is a huge topic right now. And with that being said, of course, Matthew, when we're here and as reporters and anchors, we get those calls of frantic, you know, husband, wife that says my significant other has been picked up. I do not know where to locate the person. My children are in school. They do not know that, you know, my husband or wife has been picked up, and they're frantic trying to find that person. But also, how do you speak to your children about that? So that's another topic. It's very difficult. And so again, it's something that needs to be talked about. And I do thank you for having me. And it's something that we need to talk about because it's not just national, but it's local. We see it day in and day out. Sometimes people think it's not happening here in West Texas, Odessa, Midland, surrounding areas. But many times, again, ICE or Odessa Police Department, Midland Police Department, again, the fire departments, they may assist, but they have a job to do. And it's something that we're not there to interrupt or to stop, but to let the public know that this is happening. When ICE answers and says, yes, this is going on, we will let you know. And many times we're asked, why are you not covering these stories? Every day it's happening. We can only cover, we're not here to scare anybody. We're here to obtain the information, confirm it, and then pass it on to you and let you know when it's been confirmed to us. That's our job.
Well, Patsy, I appreciate your insight in this because you do cover this each and every day, and we can find all this on your Facebook page. So we do appreciate you coming on to discuss this here on Wake Up West Texas Extra, sharing with more viewers than also from Telemundo, but also on First Alert 7 as well.
Yes, of course. Thank you for having me here.
Absolutely. Thank you. And we're going to take a quick break. Wake Up West Texas Extra continues in just a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to Wake Up West Texas Extra here on this Friday the 13th, the day before Valentine's Day. Lots of decorations here, courtesy of our very own Lauren Munt. Look how great this looks. We love our viewers. Thank you for tuning in. We very much appreciate it. Now, Of course, for the rest of the day today, it's going to be full of lots of love, but also some darkness.
Sure.
It's Friday the 13th. Was that creepy? You're like,
No, I was going to say the face that you just made of me was a little weird.
but you know, I'm wearing the pink, but at the same time, there are some folks that I know love Halloween, anything to do with it, and Friday the 13th, it could be in February, for instance, and they'll celebrate it.
Well, you know, we've been talking about the Olympics all week, and I feel like Friday the 13th is going to bring some interesting things to the Olympics, especially when it comes to figure skating, because things have been going really well, and usually they don't. And so something has to give today, and I'm a little nervous about it.
You hear about Chloe Kim? Yeah. We're going to talk about then this story, this top stories package in just a moment. But yes, an incredible athlete, just fell short a little bit of the gold, but she's deserving of it, really.
Well, the good news is she and the gold medalist are really good friends. She actually has mentored her. So, you know, there's a lot of love still there.
Good.
Even though, you know, it was the first competition that she hasn't won in a really long time.
Yeah.
And she still got a medal. Silver, still great, of course.
Amazing.
I mean, any medal is
In the
such
Olympics,
an amazing feat.
Absolutely.
And she's also still only about, like, I think 23. It's what my mom and I were talking
she's got a
about
bright
yesterday.
future then,
So
yes.
she still has a long way to go.
Good. Okay. Well, speaking of news across the nation this morning, new information coming in. It's been released about the armed person who was caught on camera on Nancy Guthrie's doorstep the night she was abducted from her home.
In a U.S. snowboarder, of course, Chloe Kim was looking to make history, but fell just short of that. CBS's Jesse Mitchell has today's top stories.
The FBI has released new information about the armed and masked individual who stood on Nancy Guthrie's doorstep the night she was abducted, now referring to the person as a suspect. Investigators describe the masked figure as a male, approximately 5'9" or 5'10", with an average build. Also Thursday, the FBI increased its reward to $100,000 for information leading to the location of Nancy Guthrie or the arrest and conviction of anyone involved in her disappearance. The Senate failed to advance a measure to fund the Department of Homeland Security Thursday, likely setting the stage for another partial government shutdown, unless a last-minute deal is reached. In a 52-47 vote, all but one Democrat opposed moving forward with the bill, which would have funded DHS through September. Democratic lawmakers say future DHS funding is dependent on the implementation of ICE reforms. And after winning gold in 2 previous Winter Olympic Games, U.S. snowboarder Chloe Kim had to settle for silver in Thursday's halfpipe finals. Kim had hoped to make history as the first snowboarder to win gold in the halfpipe in 3 consecutive Olympic Games. Those are some of the day's top stories. Jesse Mitchell, CBS News, New York.
There she is.
You know, like we said, here, let me Google it really quick.
Okay.
But she started pretty early in the, you know, in the age. She is 25, so.
And has won gold in 2 previous Winter Games.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
so she was pretty young for her first Olympics, won gold last time, and then was, you know, expected to win gold possibly again this year, but, you know, came up just short, you know, missed those second 2 runs, but still, of course, like I said, she mentors the girl that won gold, who I believe is from, I don't want to say this wrong. I believe she's from Korea.
Okay. Yeah.
And so there's no lost love between them.
They're happy for each other.
Yes, they're very happy for each other.
They both medaled, so that's awesome to hear from both teams.
Previously, when she had beat like a record, the gold medalist that Chloe had, she was like, I feel like a proud mom because she was like, I'm mentoring her. Like,
able to cheer her on. There you go.
So
that's good to hear. All right. Look at the time, 7:55. We're about to take a break for a news and weather update for our TV viewers on First Alert 7. More Wake Up West Texas Extra continues in just a moment. Stay with us.
From First Alert 7 News, this is a Wake Up West Texas news and weather update.
Time now is 7:56 on this Friday the 13th. I'm Matthew Alvarez here alongside meteorologist Sawyer McElroy on also a First Alert Weather Day, Sawyer.
yeah, you know, a lot going on the day before Valentine's Day, Friday the 13th, and some active weather on the way coming up later on. Here's like at those First Alert weather headlines. We We do have the chance for some severe weather coming up later today with isolated strong severe storms this evening and into tonight. Clearing but breezy coming up for our Saturday with more breeze ahead in the new week along with warmer temperatures. Here's a live look outside over the skies of Odessa this morning, where we are still seeing a decent amount of traffic there on Grandview, still hanging on to a lot of clouds, and those clouds will stick around through the day. Temperatures currently ranging from the 40s to the 50s. Rather mild already this morning, 57 in Midland, 55 here in Odessa. Those winds anywhere from being calm to 10 miles per hour. And like I mentioned, we are hanging on to a great deal of cloud cover, but quiet conditions for now. Those temperatures will warm up into the 60s and 70s still, so still a warm day ahead, even with those storms on the way. And it is going to be a little bit breezy with winds anywhere from about 10 to 20 miles per hour. Looking to see scattered to widespread showers and thunderstorms tonight, especially in the evening and early nighttime hours before things do clear heading into tomorrow. And those clouds and rain will keep us a little bit warmer heading into Saturday. But here's a look at that futurecast. By about midnight, looking to see this line stretching across the area, keeping those showers and storms heading into Saturday. Then things clearing overall by the late morning, but by the afternoon overall. Here's a look at that First Alert 7 10-day forecast. A little bit cooler Saturday and Sunday for temperatures into the 70s and 80s for the new week.
Sawyer, thank you. Let's begin with education news in Midland ISD, where they've announced major changes to two of their elementary school campuses. One of them is Lamar Elementary, which would be converted into a district-wide disciplinary alternative education school. They say that this change has had a record, at their enrollment levels here at Lamar. It will also allow an alternative student to also be at one location instead of at multiple locations across the district. School board member Matt Free says Lamar will also serve as headquarters for MISD Police. These proposed changes will be presented to the board next Tuesday. Another change would be at South Elementary School, which would partner with Third Future Schools to turn around academic performance. School board member Free says South is currently rated an F and in the fall faced allegations of mistreatment of special needs students. MISD says Third Future Schools would operate South for 3 years with the goal of making long-term improvements. South Elementary would remain a neighborhood school, meaning that local kids around it would have priority enrollment. We'll have another check of the news and weather in just half an hour here on First Alert 7, but join us streaming live on our Facebook page, YouTube channel, and firstalert7.com for Wake Up West Texas Extra. Stay with us.
From First Alert 7 News, with studios in Midland and Odessa, you're watching Wake Up West Texas.
Extra, good morning to you. 8:02 on this Friday, the 13th, but it's a day full of love, affection, and darkness.
Sure.
Because it's, it's like half and half. We love you, by the way, viewers. In particular, I love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Courtesy of Lauren Munt. We love Lauren Munt as well.
Yes,
Thank you,
we do.
Lauren, for all these decorations and she put them all up, by the way, too.
She did.
So
Did a very
credit
good
to her.
job. We love our little decorated table. Yes, good. Well, your thumbs are just weird. Your thumbs
I wonder
don't
if I have
go
like
down.
carpal tunnel from working. This past 10 years on my keyboard has not
I
been
do
great.
have carpal tunnel and I can still make a heart. So there you go. That's a little bit better.
I'm doing my best.
Wait,
I've
do
never
it again
been.
because I want to take it as like a screenshot. Do it
Oh,
again.
that's the one I was trying to do.
There you
Yeah.
go. Love it.
That's the move. Thank you.
I'm gonna go back and screenshot that.
That's a good idea. That's a good post right there for Valentine's Day tomorrow. Today also, Friday the 13th, a lot of Halloween, I don't know, what are they, fans?
Yeah.
I have like
Yeah.
people who love,
Yeah.
I have a teacher of mine who got married on Halloween. She loves Halloween, loves darkness.
Okay.
Her room's decked out, her classroom, in scary stuff all year long. It's great. One of my favorite teacher, really.
I love that.
Even though I'm not like that into Halloween. But today's the day for a lot of those folks. But also it's a first alert weather day, so dark weather coming later on.
Yeah, some dark skies ahead for today. Here's a look at those temperatures this morning. Not too bad as we do start off the day. Those temperatures currently sitting anywhere from the 40s to the 50s.
So you're just guessing.
No, I see the temperatures right here. I have
okay,
them right
I'm
in
sorry.
front
You
of
sound
my
like you're
face.
guessing.
No. 57 currently in Midland, 55 in Odessa, and we are seeing, things a little bit more mild this morning across the region as we do start off the
Which
day.
is nice.
Yeah, it
That
is
is
kind of
nice.
nice. I did roll down my windows though on the way to work this morning. Didn't quite turn the AC on this morning, but I did roll down the windows.
I had the heater and seats on and
Yes,
everything.
we talked about this on, what was it, Monday or
I was
Tuesday?
freezing
too.
this morning.
So, do we have those graphics yet?
TBD.
I don't want to keep talking about
I
the
can move
currents
them up.
if we can't see them. There we go. Beautiful. Here's a look at those temperatures as we do start off the day. We are seeing those temperatures anywhere from the 40s to the 50s.
Yo, where's she
57
just skipping
in Midland,
around?
55 here in Odessa.
she's just
and
taking-
those winds are
'cause we were
light
gonna
to
do the
start off
poll
the
and all,
day,
but she wanted-
anywhere from being
I asked
calm
about weather,
to
so I threw into
10
the
miles per
forecast.
hour. Here's a look at that satellite and radar. I do not think the wall is hot yet. No, we are hanging on to some clouds this morning, but otherwise quiet conditions. Nope, looking ahead to, there we go, yep. Good now. Looking ahead to that future cast. Of course, this is one snapshot of what could be going on later today, but looking to see those storms initiating this afternoon and into this evening and then making its way eastward, heading through the evening and into tonight with the bulk of that activity from about 8 to midnight across the region. Then things clearing out tomorrow. Isolated strong severe storms will be possible for those areas in green, which does include a very good portion of our region. Large hail will be the threat with any severe storm that forms today, and those temperatures are actually still not going to be too bad, even though it is looking to rain later on. Highs into the 60s and even 70s as well. 74 for Midland, 73 for Odessa. And here's a look at that First Alert 7 10-day forecast. A little bit cooler for this weekend. Highs into the upper 60s. Still hanging on to some rain chances for Saturday and Sunday, or Saturday, not Sunday. Saturday morning is what I meant to say, and then drying things out heading into next week with breezy conditions Tuesday and Wednesday, but that is going to make for some rather warm temperatures as well.
All right, sir. Thank you very much for getting to that weather forecast, letting us know about our weather day. Karen, good morning to you. We appreciate you joining us this morning here on Wake Up West Texas Extra. You're one of the viewers we love to have here in the morning. Thank you for commenting. Any other comments, by the way, for any of our viewers, leave them in the comments. We will be checking them throughout the show, getting to polls as well in just a few minutes. But like I said, we also have a lot of news to get to on this Friday the 13th because it is your morning extra. We'll begin tracking crime in Odessa, where according to ACISD, a Permian High School student was arrested yesterday afternoon, a 15-year-old boy. Officials say that Ector County ISD police saw a student vaping on campus and tried to take him to the police office when he took off running, but was caught after a brief chase. During the search, officers discovered the student had a gun. The 15-year-old boy is now facing multiple criminal charges, including possession of a stolen firearm, unlawful carry of a firearm, possession of a controlled substance, and evading arrest. ECISD officials say the incident will be dealt with accordingly. Your first alert in Terrell County, where the Sheriff's Office and Border Patrol agents from Sanderson arrested these 6 migrants Tuesday. Sheriff Thaddeus Cleveland saying they were from Hidalgo, Mexico. He says they were crossed the border illegally and were heading towards their smuggler pickup spot. Deputies working this were working under Operation Stone Garden. An update now on a story we've been following this week. The Memorial Hospital no longer on surgical diversion. According to the hospital, they are on campus sterilizers. They're still out of service. However, they've now partnered up with Medical Center Hospital in Odessa and Odessa Regional Medical Center to sterilize critical instruments. This partnership allows the hospital to resume normal operations and continue providing high-quality, safe patient care. By the way, the hospital does remain closed to out-of-county hospital transfers. Education now, Midland ISD has announced some big changes to 2 of their campuses. One of those campuses is Lamar Elementary School. They say it will be converted into a district-wide disciplinary alternative education campus if the board approves it. They say historically low enrollment at Lamar played a role in this decision. It will also allow all alternative education students to be located at just one campus. School board member Matt Freeze also said that Lamar will serve as the police headquarters for the school district as well. These proposed changes will be presented to the board next Tuesday. The district is also recommending that South Elementary partner with Third Future Schools to turn around academic performance. School board member Freeze says South is currently rated an F and in the fall faced allegations of mistreatment of special needs students. MIC says Third Future Schools would operate South for 3 years with the goal of making long-term improvements. South Elementary would remain a neighborhood school and students living within the attendance zone would continue to have priority enrollment. And that was your Morning Extra on this Friday the 13th. That's news you can use for today. Find all the latest news, weather, and sports on our website. Looking live outside over Odessa. A bit of a cloudy start to the day. What's going to be possibly severe weather this afternoon. Meteorologist Sora McElroy is tracking that threat for this evening into early tomorrow. The Valentine's Day forecast as well. All next year on Wake Up West Texas Extra. And take us with you wherever you go. Download our app on your connected TV, phone, or tablet. It's free. Also in the Apple App Store and Google Play. Stay with us.
Now from the First Alert 7 Weather Center, here's meteorologist Sawyer McElroy.
Good morning and happy finally Friday, everybody. Here's a look at those First Alert weather headlines as we do start off the day. It is a First Alert weather day due to the threat of severe weather coming up this afternoon and evening. We are looking to see conditions clearing heading through the day Saturday, but still hanging on to breezy conditions and more breeze in the new week, along with warmer temperatures. Looking at those 3-day rain chances, not terribly impressive throughout the daytime today, only about a 20% chance for the Midland-Odessa area, better chances for areas to the west, but really seeing those rain chances ramping up to 90% chance through the overnight hours, and this still hanging on to a 40% chance throughout mostly tomorrow morning, but then things clearing out, especially as we head into Saturday night and Sunday. Isolated strong severe storms will be possible for a good portion of our region, highlighted in that dark green, where large hail will be possible with any severe storm that forms that is an inch in diameter or larger. Like I mentioned, we are going to see things clearing tomorrow, but breezy conditions with those gusts anywhere up to about 30 miles per hour from the Midland-Odessa area as this system exits our area and impacts other portions of Texas coming up for Saturday into Sunday. And we are seeing quiet conditions so far to start off the day, but a lot of cloud cover across the region. Those temperatures are mild, ranging from the 40s to the 60s. 55 currently at Midland International Air and Spaceport. Winds anywhere from being calm to 10 miles per hour. And like I mentioned, we are hanging on to a great deal of cloud cover, especially for portions of West Texas this morning and into the Panhandle. For the travelcast for today, still going to be nice, relatively. 74 for that high temperature, 51 overnight for the low. And if you are traveling anywhere across the Lone Star State today, here's a look at what to expect. For the First Alert 7-10-day forecast, going to see things cooling down for the weekend. A little bit cooler, highs in the upper 60s, still hanging on those rain chances Saturday, clearing things out Sunday, and then temperatures warming right back up into the 70s and even 80s by Tuesday.
All right, I have to say, what a nice forecast that is. Seeing 80s in it, not bad at all. Lauren Bunt joining us here.
I'm very excited about the 80s. It's a little too warm for this time of year. I'd rather have some
70s. I mean, yeah, chillier.
Like
we love
60s.
cooler temperatures this time of the year. I like using this thing.
I've noticed you like grab it. We
I'm
need
pointing
it
it at people.
full time.
Yeah,
you
just
need
walk
to have
around,
an I
yeah.
love you button that you can just like
I love
show
you.
everybody. It did light up. I think it died.
Oh, it is lit up.
Oh,
it's just
is
dark.
it?
It's too bright
Oh,
in
it's
here.
too bright, but you can see
you
it.
tell?
It is lit up. See?
You see? You can see it. We look closer. There we go. That's so neat.
I got them from like Dollar Tree, I think.
Well,
It was,
I mean,
like-
look at this. It looks fantastic. So we'll take it. I appreciate the decorations.
Thank
by the way.
you.
Thank you
I think
very
they're
much.
so fun. I love Valentine's Day. We talked about
Your best
this.
heart.
My best heart. I can do.
What did you show me?
I showed you this. No, wait. What did I show you?
Oh, this one.
one. You can do it this way.
Yes.
This
no,
way.
I can't do it.
A heart like that. It's your. It's your pointer finger.
It's
and
like
your-
upside down and then
and
like
your middle
this.
finger like that. No, that's your thumb, Sawyer.
Sawyer, don't use your middle finger.
It's your don't you do, it's your pointer fingers together, and then your middle finger together, and it makes a heart. Oh. She was really struggling to figure that out.
I was too. I mean, it's a little difficult.
This one, there's this way, there's this way. I'll do this way. The kids are doing something weird now. They're doing like it's like weird,
Kids
like
these
I don't know what these kids are doing, but it's like they're doing a weird kind of
They're
art.
doing
but
this.
They are doing a lot of that.
I learned that during the Christmas parades.
You
Oh my
barely
g-
learned that during
No,
the
no
Christmas
joke.
parades?
Jay and I
They've been
were
doing
in
that
Odessa
for a while.
Yeah, I missed that apparently. Jay and I were in Odessa. I knew the 6-7 thing. I didn't know there was a hand gesture.
Yeah, there's a hand gesture too.
they were
Don't
all
even get
going
them
by.
started.
Yeah, they're probably at home. The parents
they're
are
at
like,
home watching, and
Yeah.
they're at school. They better be at school. It is
Yeah, on this
8:16
Friday the
a.m.
13th, yeah.
They better be at school. But yeah, I don't know. The kids do weird heart shapes. But I bought the Valentine's Day decorations because I
Thank
love
you.
Valentine's Day. I think it's such a fun holiday. It's right next to my birthday, and so that's always fun because I love the color pink, and so it's always so fun to have like all of the little pink things
Festive.
like right next to my birthday. So I love that. So I wanted to
That's
be
awesome.
super festive, especially as we talk about my story today.
That's where I would say a lot of these decorations in honor of a wonderful couple who knows the definition and lives the definition of
Absolutely.
longevity. One of the longest married couples that you have found
One of
after putting out a post.
tons. I posted on Facebook. I said, guys, who's the oldest married couple in West Texas. There are so many. You can't find,
which is so nice.
You cannot find the longest married couple in West Texas because there is so many of them that have been married for so long. This couple, they've been married for 69 years. We've seen couples that were married for 73 years, couples that were married for 9 years, 1 year. There's a lot of love in West Texas.
That there is. And so now Lauren introduces us to the husbands.
Meet Earl and Patricia Husband.
We don't fuss at all. Really.
I think one thing, we both have spent a whole lot of time doing things the other person likes to do.
Married 69 years after meeting at a soda shop.
1957, she graduated from high school and we got married. The next day, literally.
So, what's the secret to nearly 7 decades?
There's only one answer to her, and that is yes, dear. And I'm very serious about that. And I don't mean that, that you have to agree all the time. But when you disagree, it better be in the right tone of voice.
And they certainly live by their own advice, like when Patricia learned basketball for Earl when he was playing at SMU.
Shoot, I didn't know one ball from another. And when we first got married, we lived in Dallas. And went and sat on the bleachers. And finally, I thought, I'm going to have to learn something about this game. If I'm going to have to sit out here, I want to be at least know what's going on.
Now that commitment has been tested. Patricia has battled long COVID for the last 5 years, and Earl has cared for her every step of the way, with some help from the Odessa community.
I don't know how many times that the EMTs have been here. Every time. So considerate, so nice. Same with the emergency room. We've been in and out of that emergency room. I can't even count the number of times. Every time. It's been very, very professional, very good. It's cold in there, but other than that, it's very good.
In sickness and in health, for better or for worse, the husbands remain committed to a long and happy marriage.
Communication. Nothing better than communication. You got to talk about it. Don't let it fester. If you got a problem, talk about it. And don't ever go to bed mad. Never. You may have to stay up awful late, but don't go to bed mad. Is that right?
Isn't that sweet? I love that.
Aren't they so sweet?
Yes.
Did you catch their last name there? The husbands. I was joking. It's because Earl is such a good husband.
He is.
He's
you
so
can tell.
sweet. Oh, absolutely.
For better or for worse, and it's really, really wonderful for them seeing the longevity. 69 years, looking forward to their 70th
yes,
year.
absolutely.
That
a
is
golden
so
year
good to
there.
see.
That's incredible.
That's awesome.
Absolutely impressive.
Big anniversary for them. Thank you very much for sharing their story, by the way.
Absolutely. We love it.
Another fun story that's going on right now.
Oh, I know.
UT Prairie Basin's
Falcons
6th annual
up.
Falcon Giving Day. That's right. You have, less than 4 hours now to get in on
not
it.
much.
Closes off at noon.
Tons of giving to do. There is, they're like gonna match stuff. They're hoping for Dr. Woodley's big birthday bash.
Yes.
She wants everyone to donate. So much going on at UTB.
And you can donate to pretty much any department you'd like. They've set a goal of $250,000 has been set, and the university is on the pace to meet that, thanks to, like Lauren said, other donors and matches and things like that. From academics to athletics, every donation goes towards breaking down financial barriers for students who want to have a further education.
Yes, our students here get a University of Texas education at a very reasonable price, but price is a barrier for a lot of our students. And so having enough scholarships to really recruit and encourage students to get their degree debt-free is an amazing opportunity.
In order to reach their goal, ExxonMobil presenting a $100,000 check to the university's geoscience lab. Now, I took geo classes, and I can tell you those need some work. So that is a good thing for. That was 4 years ago when I was in those geoscience classes, but that is absolutely fantastic for them to do. The company says it's an investment that stretches all across the region.
Our economy in West Texas depends on this industry, so it really touches everybody. And we're investing back in improving the economy and improving the communities where we work and live. And by giving to UTPB, you're helping generate the talent that's going to do that for us.
Falcon Giving Day running until noon today, and the university says no donation too small. That was so true yesterday at the giving event. They had athletes, former athletes, alumni donating $200. No donation too small.
Awesome to hear that. And of course, you can donate now at utpb.edu. They have links on their Facebook page. It's an annual event that they do every single year. You can donate to. There was a drop-down list. Pretty much anything. Mariachi,
anything you want to donate to.
Alumni.
Football club. There's all kinds of ways that you can donate to the university.
Falcon's up for that because I think that's really wonderful to be able to support the local school. And also, like they mentioned, this supports students who maybe have a financial barrier to getting an education.
Oh yeah, Falcon Free is a really big thing, and in order to keep doing that, they need those donations.
It's huge. I mean, and Falcon Free is another program you can look into as well. They talk about that throughout the entire year. An awesome program that you could apply for. I believe the threshold is $100,000 or less, or more a year, I should say, in your salary of your household, and a lot of other ones that you can look into on the website.
There's like nursing, there's education, there's really cool things there with Falcon Free.
So great to see. And again, thank you for joining us here on Valentine's Day Eve. I haven't said that at all.
Valentine's Eve.
Yeah,
That's exactly
Valentine's
what
Eve.
it is. I'm so excited. Who was your Valentine this year, Matthew?
We saw a video on that. I chose the teleprompter, actually.
The teleprompter.
Yes.
That does sound like something. Although I don't know if that's really your Valentine, because you never actually read off the prompter. You skip around.
I know, I do a lot.
Actually,
Maybe that's
I write
why
scripts for
I
you
probably
and you
should
ignore
stick to the
them.
prompter. I mess up a lot, so maybe that's why. I know, I put scripts in and like, well, you could have read that, but it's okay. Well, thank you anyways, Lauren. That was a wonderful story earlier with the husbands. They're a wonderful couple, and we wish them the best of luck heading into their 70th year of marriage. Again, thank you very much for these decorations as well.
I know, aren't they fun?
They're very fun indeed. Well, we're going to take a quick break for a news and weather update. Sarah McElroy will join us in just a moment with another check of your forecast. Stay with us here on Wake Up West Texas Extra.
From First Alert 7 News, this is a Wake Up West Texas news and weather update.
Time now, 8:25 on this Friday the 13th. I'm Matthew Alvarez sitting alongside meteorologist Sarah McElroy here in our Wake Up West Texas Extra set on this Valentine's Eve.
Yeah, it's been a good day so far. We have these wonderful decorations courtesy of Lauren Munt. And, it's just been a good day so far. But we do have some changes on the way. It is a First Alert weather day due to the threat of severe weather coming up later on. Clearing but breezy as we head into Saturday with more breeze ahead in the new week. And here's a look at those current temperatures across the region. It is rather mild already with those temperatures in the 40s, 50s, and even 60s as well. 56 in Midland, 55 here in Odessa. Those winds anywhere from being calm to 10 miles per hour to start off the day. And like I mentioned, we are hanging on to a great deal of clouds, but quiet conditions this morning. Heading through the day, temperatures are still going to be on the warm side, 60s and 70s by this afternoon and evening. 74 for Midland, 73 for Odessa, 72 for Pecos, 77 for Fort Stockton, 79 for Presidio. For tonight, though, that is when we do see those changes on the way, storms and showers and the potential for some severe weather as well. Those lows into the 40s and 50s overnight. Here's a look at that futurecast as we head through the day. We are going to see those storms coming up this afternoon and evening, continuing into tonight and clearing as we head into our Saturday morning. But here's a look at that First Alert 7-10 day forecast where we are going to see those highs a little bit cooler coming up Saturday and Sunday. Breezy conditions, though, will continue. And then we are going to see things warming up into next week.
Sawyer, thank you very much. Let's begin tracking crime this morning in Odessa, where an incident at Permian High School led to the arrest of a 15-year-old yesterday. Officials say Ector County ISD police saw a student vaping on campus and tried to take him to the police office. The student ran off but was caught after a brief chase. During a search, officers discovered the student had a handgun. The 15-year-old boy is now facing multiple criminal charges, including possession of a stolen firearm, unlawful carry of a firearm, possession of a controlled substance, and evading arrest. ECISD officials say the incident will be dealt with to the fullest extent of the law. Your first alert now out of Terrell County, with the Sheriff's Office and Border Patrol agents from Sanderson arrested 6 migrants on Tuesday. Sheriff Thaddeus Cleveland posting on Facebook that they were from Hidalgo, Mexico. He also says they crossed the border illegally and were heading towards their smuggler pickup spot. Deputies worked this alongside others in Operation Stone Garden. News in the community now. The University of Texas Prairie Basin's 6th annual Falcon Giving Day is happening right now, giving the community a 24-hour window, which is almost up, to donate to any department you'd like. We're about 20 hours in right now. A goal of $250,000 has been set, and the university is on pace to meet that, thanks to some major donors. From academics to athletics, every donation goes towards breaking down financial barriers that could affect a student's education.
Yes, our students here get a University of Texas education at a very reasonable price, but price is a barrier for a lot of our students. And so having enough scholarships to really recruit and encourage students to get their degree debt-free is an amazing opportunity.
To help reach that goal, ExxonMobil presented a $100,000 check.
Our economy in West Texas depends on this industry, so it really touches everybody. And we're investing back in improving the economy and improving the communities where we work and live. And by giving to UTPB, you're helping generate the talent that's going to do that for us.
You have until noon today to donate at utpb.edu. We'll have another check of the news and weather in half an hour. Be sure to join us for Wake Up West Texas Extra, streaming live right now on our Facebook page, YouTube channel, and website. Make it a great day.
From First Alert 7 News, with studios in Midland and Odessa, you're watching Wake Up West Texas.
Extra, good morning to you. Half past the hour, 8:32 on this finally Friday morning. This morning, I'm joined by Patsy Casas from our sister station, Telemundo 20, but also First Alert 7 Telemundo 20 are one team. So we're glad to have you here with us this morning. Thank you for joining us.
Of course. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you for having me, and it's a pleasure to be here early this morning.
Yes, very early on this Friday morning, discussing some very important topics. We talked about immigration, legal rights the last hour. Today, right now, I should say, in this hour, we're discussing resources available for those who need to sort out paperwork and many other things as well.
Yes, of course. So again, we spoke about earlier Gamaliel Muñoz Bustillos, which is again the Mexican consulate, but now they want to be known as the Mexican consulate of the Permian Basin because they cover many countries, counties here in the Permian Basin. And in this case, they want to make sure that everyone knows that they're here locally in Presidio, but they actually cover Midland, Odessa, and many other counties. In this case, usually we have interviews with Gamaliel Muñoz Bustillos. He's the Mexican consulate, again, of the Permian Basin. Now, the role of every country's consulate is to help its citizens stay informed, especially when it comes to how immigration issues may affect them. And again, the Mexican consulate provides a network of attorneys in multiple fields and offers information to the community from legal guidance also to passport and documentation services.
Which is important.
Yes.
That's huge.
Yes.
I mean, that's very important for folks who need to travel between Mexico and the United States, between any country in the United States,
Yes.
and they're able to sit down and help them with that. It's very good to have that kind of resource available.
Yes, and you had asked earlier, again, that they usually come here to the Permian Basin, and they do, and they give an opportunity for the community to go out there, whether it's Pecos, it's Midland, Odessa, to be able to go out there, not have to go to Presidio, and to be able to come here locally, Midland, Odessa, Pecos, and again, work on the paperwork that you have to, again, either update or any kind of process that you're working on. They're here locally, again, or travel so that you do not have to travel. Now, the Mexican consulate in Presidio serves 14 counties across West Texas. The officials do stress in this case, do not run. This is something very important that I do want to mention, that in speaking to Gamaliel Muñoz Bustillos, he says the Mexican consulate officials again stress do not run, do not resist. And this is about people that are still working on their paperwork, which are, if they have a visa, they're visiting here, resident alien, that kind of thing, and many other, and do not fight or harm an officer. That is something very important. Do not run. We talked earlier, Matthew, if we can go back to the other camera and talking to you, we did stress in this case, do not say more than you're supposed to, but they also stress, highly stress, do not run, do not resist, do not fight, do not harm an officer. Because if you're already facing charges because you're here illegally, and in this case, if you run, if you hurt an officer, that's just additional charges.
And that's across the board. I mean, that is general advice for any situation at all, but especially in these kind of cases where, of course, you're working for the best outcome in that, and by doing so, you're making your situation a lot worse. And so that's why there's people to turn to in those kind of situations, attorneys, among others.
Yes, and so again, he says that can, again, go against you. It can result in additional and more serious charges. Now, and I quote, and this is, again, Gamaliel Bustillos Muñoz, the Mexican consulate of the Permian Basin. He says, do not or don't get yourself in trouble. Don't call attention to yourself. Keep a power of attorney. That is something that we spoke about earlier, and I was trying to think of the words, and it's the power of attorney, and that's in case you are taken, so that you can keep custody of your children and try to stay calm, go on with your lives, but also keep in mind that it is difficult for immigrants at this specific time. And this is end of quote, Gamaliel Bustillos Muñoz, Mexican consulate of the Permian Basin.
Okay, and that's good resource right there. So again, that is the Mexican consulate of the Permian Basin, meaning they serve multiple counties. Was it 14 counties across the entirety of our area? So a lot of area to cover there, and resources available from them to be able to help those who maybe have realized that they don't have many people to turn to, but in fact, there are resources available.
Yes, there are, and we do want to mention that mobile consulate programs for 2026. Again, I do want to mention that what they do work on is Midland, Odessa, Pecos to provide you with consular assistance and services close to you. That's passport, consular ID, voter registration, which is the INE or INE. You will also receive guidance on consular protection, civil registration, public notarization, powers of attorney, and birth records. The information also says, remember to attend. You need to have an appointment, which you can also schedule, and we will have that number here in a little bit. But again, this is the Mexican consulate of Presidio that travels again here so that you do not have to travel yourself through to Presidio.
A big convenience thing, because Presidio, it is a bit of far of a drive, of course. And so for them to come to you to be able to get that resource here closer to home in Midland, Odessa, wherever, even in Pecos, like you mentioned, there's these pop-up events, correct, throughout the year?
Yes. The number that you can call in, that's on via WhatsApp, 432-309-0009. And we do want to remind everybody that everybody has rights, and you have to know your rights. And speaking with ACLU as well, that's another organization that ACLU that will give you all the information that you need. Again, you have to know your rights. The Fourth Amendment, of course, against unreasonable search and seizure. In practical term, law enforcement generally must have probable cause and a warrant from a judge before searching a person, a home, a property. The core principle is that police cannot search or arrest someone just because. Again, and that's if you're walking, if you're driving, or if they knock at your door. Again, you do not have to open the door. We've seen that happen time and time again, even here in West Texas. Again, we spoke about, Matthew, the times that we, Telemundo, and First Alert 7, Isabela Garriga, and myself, and Lorena, and Kitsia, that have gone out to these, again, immigration raids that have happened. And again, they have taken some people, yes, but in the first case that we were able to go to the first immigration raid, it was a restaurant / bakery. They did not allow ICE to come in this case. Then they came back, and then they showed paperwork, and they were able to come in. So it's that instance where the owner of this establishment says you may not come in. The first time around, the second time they came in with paperwork, and then they came in.
This may go without saying, but Patsy, just to reiterate, the rights of the United States, the Constitution, the law of the land applies to not only citizens of the United States, is that correct, but anyone on U.S. land?
Yes.
And U.S. soils, or what you've discussed with these attorneys as well. Okay, so.
Yes, and you know, any question that you may have, I also spoke to Rodrigo, and that's Juan Silva Law Firm. Not necessarily immigration lawyers. I do know of an immigration lawyer in Lubbock that we work with, and then there's another one in Hobbs, New Mexico. But these are lawyers, again, that you need to speak to. Immigration is widespread. It's a lot of information to cover, you know, 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, and every case is different in this case. So again, if you have any questions, you can call Juan Silva Law Firm, ask to speak to Rodrigo. Rodrigo will give you the information that you need. Again, these are not immigration lawyers themselves, but they do, again, know the laws. Again, they travel, and in this case, Rodrigo, his parents are teachers in Dallas, and they have pop-up events weekly, bi-weekly, and so he travels and hands out that information and makes sure that the community in Dallas is well informed. And now, not only Dallas, and now we're going to be working together and having interviews with Rodrigo to try to get the information out to the community, what to do, what not to do. In this case as well, in speaking of your rights, the Fifth Amendment, guaranteed due process. Again, this is the source of the well-known right to remain silent. Do not speak of anything extra. Be quiet, stay calm. And we do know that when people are nervous, they speak a lot more. So it's just like, do not continue to talk, because whatever you say can be used against you. If there's any information that you might need, again, you can call Juan Silva Law Firm. There's plenty of people there that will assist you and direct you to the correct people, or again, the Mexican consulate, and that is the Mexican consulate of the Permian Basin, known before as in Presidio, and they will also assist you in who to contact in this case for any questions that you may have.
That's wonderful. And this flyer you printed out here, really good information to have. Where can people find this particular information?
You can actually go to their Facebook page. That's fairly easy. It's Mexican Consulate of Presidio. They're still as Presidio.
Okay.
And you can find, and so there it will have all the dates, Midland, Odessa, Pecos, Midland, Odessa, Pecos. And I can tell you that they usually open up the phone lines prior to the event on that Saturday for about 30 minutes, and those are gone pretty quickly.
Okay, so
Why?
busy,
Because,
very busy.
Yes, very busy, and I can tell you it's not just right now, it's always been busy, but again, it's a resource that is there for you. It's free, you do not have to travel, and that is the Mexican Consulate of Presidio. They speak both English and Spanish, and any question that you may have, but also we do want to remind people that what applies to the Mexican Consulate Mexican consulate does not apply to Honduras or Cubanos. It's something different. So we've come to learn that, Matthew, with people being picked up by ICE here in West Texas. We are able to speak to the Mexican consulate in Presidio, or the Permian Basin, I'm sorry. But when it comes to people being picked up from Honduras or from Cuba, I remember the Honduras office is located not here locally, but it's in Dallas. So it's a little bit different, and the procedure is different. The information is going to be different. So you have to contact the one that applies to you.
And this one was specifically for Mexico,
Yes.
like you were saying. Okay,
Yes, for
great
Mexico.
information there, Patsy. Of course, you're very knowledgeable in this. You've covered this for not only just recently, you've been covering it more intensely, but you've been doing this for a very long time. And so have a lot of context and information. We're able to gather this and present it to our viewers. So we appreciate you coming on to First Alert 7 for our viewers here as well. And Telemundo, of course, as always, where they can catch you every single day. So is there anything else you would like to add to this conversation? I'm sure we could go on for so long.
Oh, yes, there's lots to talk about. But no, you know what? All I want to say is thank you for believing in First Alert 7 and also Telemundo in such a touchy subject. But we have to stay in the middle, which is what we're doing. We are reporters, we are anchors, and as such, we have to cover both sides because, again, we also know that ICE is doing their job and we're there to assist, meaning not assist, but to be at these locations where this happens and tell the story. Once it's confirmed, we will put it out there. Again, we do know of many instances, and we may have video, but when it's not confirmed, we do not want to scare anybody because that's not what we want to do, but confirm the information and then pass it on to you, our viewers.
Lots of journalistic processes that go into every single story that we do cover. You're right about that, following a lot of strict guidelines and standards that we uphold here at First Alert 7 and Telemundo 20.
Yes.
Along with that, presenting this information to you and having Patsy here meant not to scare you, but to keep you informed. And we're very grateful for the information you shared today.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for being with us this morning and allowing me to come into your homes, work, or wherever you're at. Thank you so much.
Streaming live. Thank you very much, Patsy.
Yes.
We'll have more Wake Up West Texas Extra continuing right after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to Wake Up West Texas Extra on this Valentine's Eve.
Sure.
First alert weather day, too, by the way.
A lot of things going on today. It's finally Friday, Friday the 13th, Valentine's Eve, and a first alert weather day.
And the end of the week.
Sure, and maybe payday
I was trying
for
to
some
just pile
of you,
on.
too.
Let me tell
Maybe
you.
Payday.
Marissa Castillo, good morning to you, and welcome to Wake Up West Texas Extra. She said, good morning, Extra. Good morning to you as well. We love all of our viewers. Thank you very much for waking up with us here on the stream. These decorations brought to you by our very own Lauren Munt. We do appreciate these decorations. They look fantastic. I really enjoyed decorating the set.
I love them.
We got to continue the theme, I think, for the holidays.
Honestly, I wish we would have had them. Lauren's right off camera here, so I'm looking
on TV.
No, all week. Like, it would have been nice to have it.
I guess so.
As we're like heading into Valentine's.
So maybe a seasonal, like a week of.
Yeah, or
so
like
St. Patty's Day.
St. Patrick's. Yeah. Have it all, I don't know when St. Patrick's Day is.
Need to put a budget aside. Talk to the bosses about that.
All right.
Because this is all $5 right here. Oh, are they watching?
I don't know.
$5 budget.
Yeah, $5.
Probably close to.
Give or take.
Maybe 10.
Everything is $1.25 now.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Added a little bit more to that.
But
nonetheless, we do love it. We appreciate it. And we'll talk about your forecast in the next 7 to 8 minutes or so with your first alert forecast with meteorologist Sora McRoy. But we've got to get to the news now from across the nation, where new information has been released about the armed person who was caught on camera on Nancy Guthrie's front doorstep the night she was abducted.
And a U.S. snowboarder was looking to make history but fell just short. CBS's Jesse Mitchell has some of today's top stories.
The FBI has released new information about the armed and masked individual who stood on Nancy Guthrie's doorstep the night she was abducted, now referring to the person as a suspect. Investigators describe the masked figure as a male, approximately 5'9" or 5'10", with an average build. Also Thursday, the FBI increased its reward to $100,000 for information leading to the location of Nancy Guthrie or the arrest and conviction of anyone involved in her disappearance. The Senate failed to advance a measure to fund the Department of Homeland Security Thursday, likely setting the stage for another partial government shutdown, unless a last-minute deal is reached. In a 52-47 vote, all but one Democrat opposed moving forward with the bill, which would have funded DHS through September. Democratic lawmakers say future DHS funding is dependent on the implementation of ICE reforms. And after winning gold in 2 previous Winter Olympic Games, U.S. snowboarder Chloe Kim had to settle for silver in Thursday's halfpipe finals. Kim had hoped to make history as the first snowboarder to win gold in the halfpipe in 3 consecutive Olympic Games. Those are some of the day's top stories. Jesse Mitchell, CBS News, New York.
In your health headlines now, millions of Americans are turning to artificial intelligence for emotional therapy. A recent report in JAMA found about 13% of young people now use AI chatbots for mental health advice. And in a separate survey, 44% of all people say they'd rather start with a chatbot than for family, friends, even a Dr. Sawyer. But while some users report positive experiences, experts say there are concerns with this. I'm sorry,
I was supposed to finish talking
She's
about
stunned
that.
by this report.
No, I definitely.
You're taking it in.
No, I mean, chatbots have caused, aside from other issues, but have encouraged people to harm themselves.
I've heard of those things, yes.
So I don't know if that's
the way to go.
No.
Well, because it's uncontrolled. There's not an actual person behind it.
I mean, maybe that's, the allure to people is that it's not a real person. So it's like, oh, okay, it's a little bit.
Right, and privacy, it may seem private.
Yeah, people can definitely go back and find that, see it.
Yeah, you're feeding the system.
You're feeding the system to get around things that may, cause issues later on. But interesting to see. I don't know if it's good to see, but it's interesting to see.
It is interesting to see nonetheless. I'm going to pull up our West Texas Weighs In polls for today. I want to see what our polls are. Would you wear a burlap potato sack outfit?
Yes, I would. I think the outfits that they made, this is New York Fashion Week.
I want overalls made with that.
That would be cool.
Wouldn't that be great?
I think there was a suit in the footage that we saw earlier. It was like a suit jacket and pants.
I would look good in burlap.
The majority of you all say yes as well, 75%. Please show up on air wearing one of those.
A burlap overall thing?
That'd be great. No, the suit.
Oh, a suit. I keep wanting to wear the overalls.
I mean, sure, do the overalls as well. All right, next one is...
Oh, sorry, I'm not paying attention.
Who is your favorite member of Mystery Inc.? We have, let's see.
How is Daphne at 0?
Scooby and Shaggy are tied at 38%. Fred is 12%, and Velma is 12% as well.
You figure Velma, with her recent show, which I guess was a flop, did not do too well, that series. It was a whole thing in the news a couple years ago.
There was a Velma show.
It was, and apparently it wasn't the most appropriate thing in the world. It was that brief series they did called Velma, I think it was.
Well, clearly it didn't catch on very well.
Did not catch on very
well.
well. Let's turn now to this question. Would you like to have a wallaby as a pet? 63% said yes. I would too.
I wonder where this, I wonder if it's the video that we skipped out on.
Yes,
twice
it
in the morning. I was
was.
like, where did this come from?
It was. It
And
was
then
from
the
earlier.
last one, I believe, is, you skipped one of them.
I think that was it.
No, there's one about you and me
there?
solving a mystery.
Oh.
Who would solve
How
a
did I
mystery?
I did
Inc.
skip that. It
mystery
was
first?
missing.
Matthew or
Wow,
I?
we all?
Yay, you guys think I'm smart. Thank you all. 75% say me.
I totally disagree with
Matthew was smart too, though.
those who
I feel
voted.
like I don't know. I feel like we would definitely
we definitely would do it faster together.
go neck and neck. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, I think.
But I mean,
West
being
Texas.
real with the results, it would be me. Just silence there, complete silence.
I think we need a Wake Up West Texas escape.
Lauren
room
thinks she could.
event.
I highly doubt that. I'm just kidding.
Lauren,
Over
okay.
me?
I watch a lot of crime.
You're watching the ID networks and all that? Yes. I'm just kidding. We would all do so well. So Sawyer, I know you're off a mic real quick, and we have 30 seconds. We want to do an escape room.
I'm down.
Because I think I'm a good problem solver. She's
Yeah, I
good at
think-
detail.
I think we could all, if we put our brains together, because we're all smart, but in different ways.
Yeah, we could do a Wake Up West Texas escape room.
Yes.
Yes.
And
You know what
Jacob
I
can
wanna
yell directions at us at the
I was
behind
gonna
while we
say,
all
he's
do.
not invited anymore, but that's fine.
They have rage rooms. Do a Wake Up West Texas rage room.
I need that.
We
I do,
definitely
yeah, we do need that. That's true. Thank you very much, Lauren, off camera, and Sawyer. Let's take a quick news and weather update for our viewers on TV on First Alert 7. Wake Up West Texas Extra continues in just a moment.
From First Alert 7 News, this is a Wake Up West Texas news and weather update.
Morning, everyone. Time now is 8:55 on this finally Friday. I'm Matthew Alvarez here alongside meteorologist Sawyer McRae on a First Alert 7 weather day.
Yeah, we are seeing quiet conditions to start off the day, but things will change later on. Here's a look at those First Alert weather headlines. We are going to see the potential for strong to severe thunderstorms this afternoon and this evening. Conditions clearing, but still breezy for Saturday. More breezes ahead in the new week as well. Here's a live look outside over the skies of Fort Stockton this morning. It is rather gloomy out there. We are hanging on to a great deal of cloud cover already, and that will continue through the day. Temperatures currently sitting in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. 56 in Midland, currently 55 in Odessa. Those winds anywhere from being calm to 10 miles per hour, and we are hanging on to a great deal of cloud cover, like I mentioned, but quiet conditions so far today. That will change, though, later on in the day. Temperatures are going to still be on the warm side into the 60s and 70s, 73 for Midland, 72 for Odessa, 79 for Presidio, and breezy as well, with those winds anywhere from about 10 to 20 miles per hour coming up tonight, 10 to 15 miles per hour for those winds, aside from with storms, and then those lows in the 40s and 50s with those storms on the way, initiating this afternoon, continuing through the evening and into tonight as well, where the main threat with any severe storm is going to be large hail, but also a secondary wind threat as well. So things should be clearing, though, coming up by tomorrow afternoon. Here's a look at that First Alert 7 10-day forecast, where we are going to see things cooling down a little bit for the weekend, but then into the 70s and even 80s by next week.
Let's turn now to an update on a story we have been following this week. Midland Memorial Hospital no longer on surgical diversion. The hospital's on-campus sterilizers remain out of service, but MMA just partnered with Medical Center Hospital and Odessa Regional Medical Center to sterilize critical instruments. This partnership allows the hospital to resume normal operations and continue providing safe, high-quality patient care. MMH remains closed to out-of-county transfers while teams work to repair the sterilizers. Updates will be provided once on-campus sterilization is fully restored. In the community now, the Boys and Girls Club of the Permian Basin, I should say, along with the help of a company called 1.5, opened its STEAM room at the Headley Club in West Odessa. STEAM standing for Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Math. This comes almost a full year after a similar STEAM room opened at the Wilkerson Club. Officially open for enjoyment, the space offers multiple interactive stations from arts and crafts all the way to 3D printing. Every activity in this room works towards one goal, inspiring our future leaders.
So our goal here is by exposing kids to STEM and art, where is that going to move them, whether it's into junior high or high school or in their current schools? Is it going to spark something that maybe they sign up for that art class and maybe they become that architect, that designer, or that artist that we all celebrate down the road?
The Headley Club serves more than 400 members in grades K through 12 and welcomes an average of 120 youth every day in their after-school programming. Last night, the Literacy Coalition of the Permian Basin held an event at the Petroleum Club in downtown Midland called The Power of Literacy. The event featured author Robert Etzel. Etzel is a New York Times bestseller and author of books like The Monuments Men and Remember Us. The Monuments Men even got its own movie starring George Clooney and Matt Damon. Etzel says he wrote both books because he felt the stories needed to be told. The Monuments Men were veterans who helped to recapture gold, famous pieces of art and jewels, I should say, that were stolen by Adolf Hitler during World War II. Etzel said he wanted to hear the stories right here in West Texas. We'll see you here at First Alert 7 News at noon when Jacob Brandenburg and Sawyer McElroy make it a great day.
Well, it's been a Friday for the books.
It has.
Very busy heading into the weekend, but hopefully, going to see things a little bit active tonight, but things clearing overall for the weekend. So looking pretty nice aside from tonight into early tomorrow.
Download the First Alert 7 weather app so you're weather aware. We appreciate you for joining us for Wake Up West Texas Extra, another week in the books. We love all of our viewers. Love you very much. Thank you for tuning in. Make it a great weekend.